Hey yo, what's up everybody, it's Zen JJ. Today we're coming back a video basically talking about Ethereum 2.0, and of course if let's say you have not watched the previous video, it is gonna pop up over here basically explaining, talking about what is Ethereum 2.0 and after that how can you stake easily. And of course on this video itself we are basically gonna go through on how do you like do a validator staking and everything, basically a step-by-step guide. So for my video itself I'm using basically DAppNode to basically run this validator, and of course from there make things super easy without much technical knowledge. And of course from there I would say I try to do my best without interacting with the CLI, basically the Linux interface, talking about like typing the codes and what dash wget or whatsoever to run a node itself. Basically if you are running on Windows you can do it without installing a Linux or whatsoever. So I'm just going to tell you on this video we are going to go through with a lot of stuff. Basically first segment itself talking about the Ethereum validator, the staking introduction, and after that from there what's the solo what's the type of services out there, solos, staking as a service, blah blah blah, pool as well, and after that from there the guide itself. So right now we're gonna, without further ado, we're gonna basically jump into this Ethereum validator slash staking introduction. If let's say you want to know more about this DAppNode or buy one itself, use the link down below and use my promo code, get a discount, and of course from there you will get free for Gnosis validator itself if let's say you are buying it. So on my previous video talk about it many times. For DAppNode itself, buy it, you get a free Gnosis, and after that from there the Gnosis previously was worth around $500, and after that from there basically $2,000 for free if let's say it reaches back to $500. So without further ado, we are going to jump into the Ethereum validator staking basically introduction. So for those who are new itself, basically why do you want to stake on Ethereum? Because mining itself will not be available on Ethereum after the 15 towards 19 of September, the merge that's going to happen. So over here, how do you generate like new Ethereum, and after that from there you can earn rewards, and after that from there provide better security, and after that more sustainability towards the network itself. So why stake on Ethereum? First of all, the main reason you can earn incentive, basically running a node itself, staking with 32 Ethereum, that's the requirement, and after that from there you can get some rewards, and of course from there better security. So for 51% attack to happen on a proof of stake network itself, the person need to have 51% of the assets basically being staked, and of course from there once it's attacked, the attacker try to attack the network whatsoever, basically there's no financial incentive for it, because when they attack the network basically the price will keep crashing, and after that from there recovering your 51% of whatever amount that is available, it is gonna be extremely hard. And after that it is, I mean, like no one in the world will do it. And of course from there sustainability, no more proof of work, so basically energy consumption wise it is going to be reduced towards very little. Basically just need to run a computer 24/7 instead of running your GPUs to mine. And after that from there, how do you stake out Ethereum? Right now we're going to talk about it, basically solo, staking as a service, or the pool Ethereum. So over here the first and of course most recommended way itself is to solo home staking. Basically over here is the most impactful one, because you are a decentralized node basically running this stake itself. Basically solo staking Ethereum is the gold standard for staking, that what they recommended on the Ethereum.organization website. And after that over here you can see why is that so. First of all, you have full control of your nodes itself. You will have the full rewards when the validator is doing, and of course it is trustless. You are not required to basically rely on like Amazon Web Service or whatsoever to basically sustain your node, and after that from there hopefully they don't get hacked or something. And after that the difference itself, the next one is staking as a service. Basically over this part itself is to run like those well-known platform like AllNodes or whatsoever, or your Amazon Web Services, basically to run the node itself, download the GET, the Go Ethereum first layer of full node, and after that from then to run an execution layer like what's that, I can't really remember the name, Nimbus, Pratra or whatsoever, that everything is, I'm going to mention it later on. So we here staking as a service, do not need technical skill, do not need to have a hardware or whatsoever, just rely on the cloud services out there to basically stake your 32 Ethereum. But of course this over here you have to understand, you're submitting some stuff over to them, and after that from their validator itself is very crucial, because you do not want people to basically manipulate your validator or whatsoever. So you do not want to get slashed, you do not want to be the one that is submitting wrong block or whatsoever, or basically trying to attack and doing some malicious stuff. Basically for staking a service you have to trust the service provider to not do that on your behalf. So over here solo home staking itself is the gold standard, and of course over here for the pool Ethereum itself, for these two itself, solo and staking as a service, you will definitely need 32 Ethereum to start off with. And after that over here for the pool staking itself, you can stake any amount, you can earn any rewards, and after that from there depending on how much they are paying, depending on how much Ethereum you put in. So you do not need to have 32 Ethereum to start off with, which is very simple. And after that, from there, it's very popular because not everybody can afford this 32 Ethereum. And after that, unfortunately, this video itself, we are going to do the 32 Ethereum gold standard of solo home mining guide. And after that, over here, next one is centralized exchange. Basically, over here, we know Binance already have their own BETH, and after that, from there, they are staking on your behalf if you buy the BETH token. And after that, from there, it's least impactful because you are submitting the highest trust assumption towards your centralized exchange. So the exchange suddenly go broke or whatsoever, there goes your fund. And after that, over here for the pool staking itself, the same concept itself, because you're submitting your Ethereum towards them, and after that, from there, they are going to basically help you stake it, pull together a fund of 32 Ethereum and stake it, and from there you get rewarded accordingly. And after that, for staking the service, yes, you need to put in the full 32 Ethereum, and after that, from there, trust your validator keys towards the service provider. Over here, nothing to worry much, just maintain a 24-hour internet, and after that, from there, just let it run. And of course, right now we're going to do the solo staking guide, which is over here. So after clicking it itself, you'll be directed to this website. Basically, solo stake your Ethereum, basically 32 Ethereum hardware to basically run it. And of course, people would say the best itself is buying an Intel NUC, or basically a DAppNode itself, get maybe like 4 terabyte worth of SSD, and after that, from there, you need to have at least like 32 GB of RAM, and of course Intel i7 or something like that to do the processing. And of course, over here we can scroll down itself, basically how does it work, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna basically go through all of it. Basically, you can earn fresh Ethereum over here. Basically, previously earning the fresh Ethereum is through mining, and after that, from there, you have full controls of your keys. Keep your keys, choose the combination client, and after that, hardware to basically minimize your risk, and after that, to contribute best to the network and the security of the Ethereum. Network security itself most impactful by running a home validator. You own the hardware at home, you strengthen the robustness, and after decentralization and security, because over here we are talking about crypto. Basically, over here, this over here has to be decentralized, and after that, from there, not everybody rushing towards to stake on a exchange or service provider, because if let's say it's done that way, basically they will have more of control of the network, and after that, from there, they might do something malicious without using their own money. They can, without using their own money, they can just use the exchanges services. 51% of the validators staking on the exchange, shit can happen, and after that, from there, some stuff might not go on the community's favor. So this is why you want to stake at home solo. And after that, from there, I'm just gonna basically go through over here. You need to require reading, you need to read the documents, and after that, how does it work and everything. So for security, for your management itself, simple. They do not really provide a ledger to basically run the the validator deposit JSON file or something like that. It does not happen that way. Basically, we will say you need to run the software on the internet that is offline, and after that, from there, copy down the 24 words generated to you and store your key store properly. Over here, comfortable with computers, to basically know the standards of basically on this guy itself, I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. And of course, as of now, no withdrawing. And after that, from there, if you are watching, you have already watched this video over here, all you need to know about, basically, if let's say the merge happen, we still need to wait for 6 to 12 months for the withdrawal to happen. And after that, the withdrawal itself it is capped towards a limit of Ethereum. Basically, if I'm not wrong, 42,000 or something like that Ethereum, or something around there. Basically, it is capped. Basically, withdrawal daily itself is capped, so not everybody can exit to basically withdraw their funds at a go. And after that, from there, people still want to stake their funds because you can still generate passive income through it. And after that, from there, the slashing risk, basically this is over here. For the solo itself, slashing might happen if let's say your internet is down, or let's say you do not have a reliable uptime, basically internet shutting down, your house going blackout, this and that. So over here, people will say running the UPS, basically additional power service, uninterrupted power supply to basically keep your node online if let's say you suddenly switch it off and forget to turn it on. So over here, I'm going to talk about the hardware that I'm using. So for my case itself, if you want to know the hardware that I'm using, I have done a full unboxing video about this DAppNode. If you want to, it's going to pop up above, just click on it. So the hardware specification itself is basically i7 6 core, and after that, from that, 32 GB, and after that, it is a 4 terabyte NVMe, basically better than SSD. And of course, from there, you are getting a free Gnosis. So right now, the website is not really working for the shop. If you want to, just wait for a day or something for them to update. So I believe they are still maintaining the website. So over here I would say the hardware that I'm using is basically an Intel NUC provided by DAppNode, and of course buying with them I get 4 free Gnosis previously, and after that from their promotion is time to time. So right now we're gonna basically talk about which program to download for staking. So for my case itself, let's say you are using a DAppNode itself, it's simple to understand which program do you download. It is simple. Basically, you need to download the nodes. Basically, this over here, the GET/Go Ethereum. Basically, this over here, it is the layer 1x blockchain. Basically, I'm downloading the whole blockchain, running a full node using this package only, the GET. If let's say you are using DAppNode, just download it. If you are not using it, you can download the same source on whatever platform you find. And of course, you have to be the trusted one. And of course, over here, the next one you want to download is basically, for my case, I use the layer 2 consensus layer, basically using this Tiku, and after that from there, once you download Tiku itself, the Web3 signer will automatically be downloaded as well. So over here you need to wait for your GET to basically fully sync, and after that from there, for the Tiku itself, you can use a fast sync checkpoint to basically update your node, and after that from there, once the GT is done, you can just put your key store in, and after that from there, you're good to go. So disclaimer itself, before you basically send your funds towards the validator or whatsoever, before you get over to this page itself, make sure you have downloaded this over here fully sync, and after that we have Tiku itself fully working. So if you want to know how it works, open it, go over to the logs file, and after that on the beacon chain itself, just wait, and over here you can see it is all being slot event, and after that from there, there's no singing word or whatsoever. Basically it is fully synced, and after that from there, it is good to go. So for validator itself over here, I have no validator being plugged in, and after that from there you can see basically validator successfully node blah blah blah. There's no validator to basically perform any attention duty. So over here, once I send my funds into this advisory, I'm gonna go through with you later on, and after that from there we will understand how it goes. And after that, to be honest, it's my first time setting up, so I do not have like 64 Ethereum to do 2 times, so I'm just going to do it 1 time. So over here we're gonna basically talk about the checklist. So important itself, repeating again, over here you want to download the packages, GET, make sure it is fully synced. Unfortunately, there's no fast sync or whatsoever for the node runner itself. You need to sync it, and after that from there, it will probably take 1 to 5 days depending on how fast your internet speed is. And of course from there, using a DAppNode itself, we can see that configuration is done perfectly for you, so you do not need to do much. Just on your router, enable the UPnP, and after that from there, it will just do everything automatically for you. And after that, over here, the next thing to download is basically Tiku. For my case, I'm using Tiku. If let's say you do not want to use Tiku, you can use Lighthouse, you can use the Nimbus, and after that from there you can use basically Nimbus as well. So over here you might be thinking, what is this different? Why is there Nimbus and Nimbus Prater? Tiku, and after that another one is Tiku Prater. So over here, the keyword on this itself, Prater itself, is basically the test net. So if let's say before you want to do a staking or whatsoever, you can basically exploit it using the Nimbus Prater, basically the test net itself. You just need to download Goli, if I'm not wrong, over here, Girly GET, and after that from there, download this over here is the testnet Ethereum blockchain, fully sync it, and after that from there you can download maybe Tiku, Lighthouse, or Prater, whatever you want for this testnet layer validator execution. So you can do it, and after that from there, request some 32 Ethereum on the testnet to basically run a go before you start running. But of course, for my case, I already read many times, go through a lot of tutorial, so I'm not gonna do the testnet, and after we're just gonna YOLO do it on the mainnet. And after right now, the checklist that we need to walk through about. So over here, the checklist, you need to read it properly. So proof of stake, basically explaining to you what is this proof of stake, and after that from there, it's just moving from proof of work towards proof of stake, and after that, basically changing the consensus. And we are right now running a validator. So over here, we're going to continue. So over deposit itself, to become a validator, you need to have at least 32.1 Ethereum. Why do I say 0.1 itself? Basically 32 itself is going to be sent towards their deposit address, so you will still need to have some gas fee. So 0.1 is recommended, and after that from there, you need to have 32.1 Ethereum to get running. And after that from there, you have to know that this transaction itself is not you can't reverse it. If let's say you have done it, basically your node is there. And of course from there, if let's say you can't do validator, you can't validate your block itself or whatsoever using, let's say you do not have your GET fully sync or whatsoever, you will get slash rewards deduction of funds will happen. So over here, you have to really know what they're doing before you basically jump into this itself. That's why I say on the video itself, make sure your Ethereum layer 1 node itself is fully synced, and after that from there, the next one is basically your execution layer, and after that from there fully sync before you do this step over here. So the next one is basically understand that 32 deposit is gonna wait. It is gonna happen, the withdrawal itself is gonna happen maybe after the merge, 6 months, 12 months. If the merge did not happen, yeah, basically withdrawal will get delayed as well. So people have been waiting for 2 years or something like that to basically get a merge going. Over here the terminal itself, you will need to use terminal, but of course for our case itself, I'm gonna say that we are not gonna use terminal as at all. And after that from there, to become a validator, you need to run some commands on the terminal on the computer. This over here is for people who are running elsewhere, not using the DAppNode application or whatsoever. This over here we can just accept, and after that from there, uptime itself validator, of course 24/7, and of course internet no downtime, minimum downtime as possible. You will get only full rewards if your validator is online and up to date. And after that from there, you are responsible. Basically, if let's say you are not running a DAppNode, you are running your own layer itself, you every time you will need to check from time to time to basically hope that the software that you downloaded, maybe GET or maybe Nimbus or maybe Prater, I mean like not Prater, but of course Lighthouse, and after that Tiku is fully updated for the latest software. So over here, the uptime itself is depending on the software as well. Over here, bad behavior, if let's say you have technical knowledge, you will want to basically basically over here, if let's say you run one validator simultaneously on 2 or more machines, it will result in slashing. So slashing itself, you will get deduction of rewards. So if let's say you have one DAppNode and after that another DAppNode running, do not run both with the same validator key itself. You can run 2 within within your network itself, but it's not recommended because it might have some conflict on the ports itself. So if let's say you want to run it, only run one type of application that you have. If let's say you're using Avado or DAppNode, try not to clash it together with the same nodes, especially if let's say you want to do like Bitcoin node running and after that Ethereum node running, just do it one on each device, and after that do not clash it. And after that from there, yeah, if you try to do something malicious or whatsoever, you will have the risk of slashing. And of course, key management itself, you have to understand that the seed that is provided through the software, it is your own security. So over here, this is the only way you can withdraw your funds. So make sure you do not lose the 24 words. If let's say you lose the 24 words, there's no one there to help you. Basically, you're running your validators for free, and you technically lose the 32 Ethereum and of course the potential passive income. Over here, commitment itself, validator itself is a long-term commitment. Yes, definitely, because when the merge happen, not able to withdraw it, 6 to 12 months, and after that from there, if let's say the merge did not happen, the longer you wait. Over here, the early adoption risk, you are running basically joining the network in the early stage. So I would say now and when I'm joining, it is not really an early stage. Basically, it is going, the merge is happening, and after that from there, it is still being adopted as well, because the merge have not happened. You are still an early adopter. So I'm going to accept, and after that from there, staking checklist, you need to basically review the validator checklist itself before you start. You need the hardware, the CPU, the internet, and after that during setup, you need to have all of these things settled if let's say you want to know more about how do you do this. And of course from there, the time itself is very crucial. You need to do this. If let's say you are running on the DAppNode itself, definitely you still need to check on this. So for checking itself, simple, you will basically need to head over to party to connect to your this DAppNode itself. If let's say you're confident that your DAppNode is on your time zone itself, feel free to just skip the step, but of course it is best to do it. So over here, just type in a command, and after that from there, it will tell you your time zone. So make sure it is correct, and after that, the time itself, you have to check itself. Today is 5th of September. Yes, 5th of September, and right now it's around 12:23. Yes, the time all checks out. If let's say it does not check out, just Google how to change the time zone. I mean, like, yeah, definitely we are gonna use this for the terminal only, and after that, other than that, we are not gonna use the terminal anymore. And after that from there, just check everything, and after that, yeah, basically they already say do a testnet practice if let's say you do not understand what you're doing. Basically for my case, I went through a lot of checking, and after that research, and I can make the video right now. So over here, we're gonna basically head over to the checklist, accept, and after the confirmation, read the TNC, and after that from there go. So over here, the execution layer itself, first of all, the GET basically is the first node itself you want to download. Basically the full Ethereum blockchain, just use GETO. Basically, I mean GET, it is the, I would say, the best one out there. And after that from there, you need to basically install blah blah blah, and once you have done this, fully sync itself, just continue. And over here, the consensus client, sorry, it's not the execution layer. Basically, it's the consensus client that we are going to talk about prior: Lighthouse, Priums, I don't know, Lighthouse, Nimbus, and after that Tiku. So for my case, I'm using Tiku, and after that, from there, I would say this over here, you can use the fast sync to basically get fully synced. And after that, over here, the next part itself is to generate the key pairs itself. So on this part itself, most of you guys will be confused. If let's say you use a DAppNode, there's no package for it. Why is that so? Because of security. And after that, from there, they are not really like offering a package out there for you to generate your key store, because they know the security. And after that, from there, they want you to follow the security. So what can you do? For my case, I use Windows, and after that, from there, I'm going to use the download key generator GUI app. So over here, I'm just going to launch the app and show you what it looks like. So over here, before you download itself, click on the GitHub, and after that, make sure it's the correct source. Download the exe file. If let's say you're using Windows, so for my case, I'm using Windows, so I'm downloading the exe file. And once you have downloaded the thing itself, you can basically pop this up, and after that, create. Or you can use an existing recovery phase for you to download the key store file, and after that, from there, generate something else if you want to. Select the network, basically mainnet itself, and after that, from there, create. And after that, from here, you will basically need to create. So if let's say you reach here, and after that, from there, your file is on the download tab itself, like over here, maybe you're on the download page over here. Maybe you're on the download page, and after that, from there, you want to basically change the file location towards like maybe your C drive or your desktop, so this thing will work. So once over here this is done, basically copy your 24 words itself. Rest assured this is not my 24 words, and after I'm not going to upload to this, so do not try like to cheat my money or something like that. But of course, just a guide. Click on next, and after that, from there, you need to basically to let this software to run. I would say people recommend you to use offline PC, basically like a laptop that is not really used, / you need to reformat it, factory reset it to basically remove all of the potential malware. And after that, for my case itself, what I have done is basically do not have a spare laptop around, basically downloaded VMware. And after that, from there, when I generate this code itself, I unplug it through the unplug the internet, and after that, from there, I just generated it through my VMware. And after that, from there, copy the codes and click on the next, and after that, make sure I've copied it. And basically, for the next step itself is to create a key itself. I did not really save it, so I can't really write everything down. 24 words is a freaking long one, so I'm not gonna do it. So over here, once you have created your validator key itself, you will basically get a page, get these two file itself, basically the deposit data, and after that, from there, the validator. This is the key store towards your file itself, and of course this is password protected. So over here, set a strong one with symbol, with capital, and after lower uppercase, and blah blah blah. So this data itself, you will need it to basically send some funds. So over here, once you have done this itself, basically I'm just going to show you again. Over here, let's say you're going to use the Linux, and after using the CLI itself, definitely you can use the DAppNode to run it as well, but of course not recommended. Or let's say use a new PC itself to do it. And after that, I believe most of you guys are using Windows to basically do this kind of stuff, so I would say most of us is Windows users. And after that, from there, downloading this itself, you can basically forgo the CLI command. Just click on the GUI, and after that, from there, it will do everything for you, get the files for you, and after that, from there, just need to plug and play. So over here, once you have done, I'm keeping it saved down, written down the 24 words, click on continue. So over here, you need to basically drag the file in. So for my case, I have saved it over here, and after that, I'm just going to drag it down. Over here it will mark and tell you that this is the file that they're looking at. This is a valid file for deposit validator or something like that. Click on next, and after that, over here, you need to basically connect your wallet itself towards the website. And after that, I'm using my ledger itself. I would say using a hardware wallet to send the funds. And after that, from there, I would say the next step itself on this page itself, once you have creating this validator file itself, enable the advanced option. So when you enable the advanced option, there is going to be a word like telling you optional. You want to basically withdraw your funds towards this address, so just enter your Ethereum address, which is from your hardware wallet or something like that. And after that, from there, click on check, and after that, from there, you are done. So over here, this step itself is needed, and after that, from there, we're going to upload the data. So to retrace a bit, basically came back here, and after that, upload your deposit data, click on it, click on continue, and after that, from there, you can connect your wallet. So over here, if let's say you're using your ledger or whatsoever, connect it with MetaMask. So over here I already link it up, and after that from there it's very simple right now. Unlock, and after that click on MetaMask, and after that from there it is going to connect automatically because I already connected it previously. And you can see there's a balance of 38.985 Ethereum, and right now we're going to continue, and after that I'm going to grab my ledger over here to basically unlock, to basically send the funds over. And after that from there there's some precaution that you need to do before you send anything, and it's recommended to check before you click on the OK button. So over here I'm gonna launch one validator, total Ethereum required 32, and after that with the gas fees 32.1. Over here you have to understand I'm not able to withdraw my funds. I will, if let's say I lose the 1224 words key, which I already saved it, and yeah, early adopter, and after that there's slashing risk, and after that understand this transaction is not it can't be called back or something like that. And over here make sure that you're not being fished. So over here click on the deposit address. It is going to tell you, I have read, and after that I'm just going to show you the address. So this is the address that we're looking at, and after if you view it on Etherscan itself, is going to show up as this over here, and after there's a lot of money in, and after that it's been tagged with Ethereum 2 deposit contract, and we're going to go back. I know how to check, and after that from there understand. So to prevent yourself by, I do not know, maybe you have some malware that is on the computer and you want to basically validate itself. So the first thing to do is basically on your MetaMask itself, copy this address. I mean, just click on the address on the top. So over here I'm just going to show it to you. My mouse is over here. Click on this over here and click on View on Explorer, and once you click on View on Explorer, it is going to show you this is the address, and after that you have to remember the last 5 itself is 7705 FA. If you go back to your MetaMask itself, it is showing 05 FA. Yeah, and after that from there, if you want to know more about it, just click on the data, and after that from there it's telling you it's a deposit function, and after that it's loading, so I'm not gonna go through it. And after that from there, to basically stay vigilant, is basically checking the deposit address is this address, View on Explorer, and after that from there you are basically confirming that you're sending 32 Ethereum over. And after that the gas fee itself is slightly cheap right now, I would say, to run this type of application, so I'm just gonna confirm it. And of course on my ledger itself, we are gonna do some validation over here. I can't really pull it, so do not have the space. The cable is short, so over here I'm gonna approve it. Approve. There's a lot of segment for you to do before you do it, and after that lastly you need to basically check properly. When you're gonna send itself, it's gonna show you the address that you're sending to. So from there on your ledger, please check the last 5 or last 6 digit characters itself. So over here on the address page, I'm just gonna show it to you. Don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can see it over here. It is gonna show like something like address, which can't really been shown, so it's okay. So basically you get an idea when you're sending a transaction itself, you will see this address popping up, and after that from there always check the first. You can't really check the first, so over here check on the 219. So you see a 219, and after that lastly is a 7705. Okay, confirm that this is the address, and after that a 7 cent. So I've already launched the transaction, which is over here. View on Block Explorer. Right, so over here you can see the transaction has been successfully sent towards the deposit address, and after that over here we can check over here, sent in 2 minutes ago, and after that my ENS, yes, if you own this Ethereum, you are rich on Ethereum. So this is just the ENS that I bought, and after that over here we can see on the status over here has been shown confirm transaction, and after that click on continue. So right now I have basically one validator and blah blah blah. So over here we want to basically head back to the DM node itself to basically set up the stuff. So I want to head back to my DM node on the package itself, go back to the Web3 signer, and after that from here open the UI. So once you have opened the UI, import the key store file. So for my case I'm gonna do this over here, and after I'm gonna enter my password. So once you have already entered it itself, it's gonna show the address, and after that over here we can check it on the Beacon Gnosis, Beacon Ethereum 2.0 website, and after that over here we can see the Beacon chain. Over here, how do we open it? Yep, over here on Beacon Explorer, Beacon Scan itself, just enter your address, and after that yeah, you can search it. Basically it's not found yet, so I have to wait. So over here for my case, once it's already in here, you want to basically head back to your Web3 signer itself, choose the config itself, select Tiku, and after that click on update if you have not, and after that over here on the To check back itself, go back to Tiku itself, and after that from there you can check on the logs on the validator, and it's gonna fetch and it tell you add a validator, and after that over here we are gonna wait for the transaction to basically launch on the blockchain itself. So go back to the checklist over here for complete the sticker checklist, so click on it, and after that over here you have to do this blah blah blah, and after that yeah, basically we have come to the end of the the update itself. And after that basically I would say yeah, after depositing itself you need to set up these services to basically monitor if let's say you want to. So for my case I'm using DAppNode itself, using this over here metrics, and after that from there the DMS, the DApp Explorer, to basically monitor over here. So I have already scanned for the address, it is showing me that the status is valid, and after that over here you need to wait, and after that deposit itself. Once you deposit, it will not straight away start validating, it will basically wait up to 15 hours for it to confirm, and after that from there it will start be added onto the validator list itself, and after that from there it will start like it will be pending, and after that it will be active. So once it is on the active status, do not uninstall your Tiku or maybe the Web3 signer. Do not uninstall any of it, and after that from there make sure that your nodes is already running before this get active. So if let's say get active, you are not doing anything, not validating, basically you will naturally get slashed, and after that from there 32 Ethereum itself, yes, you will have this amount. If you let's say you get slashed, your balance will fall below 32, and after that eventually reach 30 or maybe 29.5 or something like that, then you will basically be exited, and after that from there I do not know you can redraw or not. Basically you will get exited, and after I believe you can redraw if let's say you get slashed until you get slashed, and once you get slashed itself you can't validate anymore, and after that the node, your address itself will be blacklisted. So I would say not recommended to set 2 nodes up, and after that from there always be careful. If let's say you want to do a migration, if you want to move, if let's say your hardware itself can't support the amount of gigabyte that GET has done, basically growing blockchain every 1 day it is expected to grow 1 gigabyte. So here if let's say you want to upgrade your SSD or NVMe, make sure to uninstall your Web3 signer, and after that from there, I mean not uninstall, on DAppNode you can just remove the nodes itself. So you can remove the address over here by clicking delete key store. So once you have deleted it, basically naturally it will not do any validation. So if you want to be safe, just uninstall it, then reinstall it, and after that from there upgrade your SSD or NVMe or migrate your whole system. So yeah, take note that when you do this itself, definitely you will get some misses of block, and after that from there you won't get slashed for that, because if let's say you are doing a job and after that suddenly there's no internet connection, yes, you will still be unable to validate, but of course you will not get slashed, and after that from there get punished. Basically try your best to make it 24/7, and after that have a uptime of like 99% for every month itself, and after that I would say good luck to everyone who is going to stake, and after that I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye, peace. If you like it, kindly leave a subscribe to my channel, and after that like the video, it will help the YouTube algorithm, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Bye bye, peace.